This is a broadcast of SmallCapVoice.com, a financial communications and investor relations firm. SmallCapVoice.com receives payment for investor relations and financial consulting services that it provides to its clients. You should assume that officers, directors, and employees of SmallCapVoice.com or financial analysts mentioned and their families hold a position and intend to trade in these securities for their own accounts. This is not an offer or recommendation to buy or sell securities. Information in this broadcast is presented solely for informative purposes and is not intended to be, nor should it be construed as, investment advice. As in all investments, an investment in the featured company carries an investment risk. Listeners should review the company thoroughly with a registered investment advisor or registered stockbroker. This broadcast does not purport to be a complete study of the featured company or other companies mentioned. Information used and statements of fact have been obtained from the featured company and other sources but not verified nor guaranteed by SmallCapVoice.com as to completeness or accuracy. Such information is subject to change without notice.
You're wired in. SmallCapVoice.com. Following is a presentation of SmallCapVoice.com, today's leader in investor relations, capital formation, and retail support. Now, with your online business briefing, SmallCapVoice.com's Stuart T. Smith.
Welcome one, welcome all to this online business briefing brought to you by SmallCapVoice.com, and I'm your host, Stuart Smith, and we're joined today for the very first time by OSL Holdings. OSL Holdings Incorporated is trading under the ticker symbol OSLH. You can learn more about the company at their website, OSLHoldings.com. And we are joined today by Bob Rothenberg. Bob, how you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing very well. Well, you're the president of OSL Holdings. If you would, for our listeners who may not be familiar with your company, describe for us the business model and market for the company.
Yeah, well, basically, we're a software and technology company, but we really focus on a platform of tools and services that drive transaction through sort of social interactions and really tries to connect brands, retailers, and the community to generate transaction and also while driving deep data and valuable analytics. Basically, we started the business going after some vertical markets in the diversity spending arena because right now brands are having a lot of trouble in urban markets as well as nationally is really understanding how these sort of diverse channels and populations buy goods and services. And so what we've done is one of the focuses this year is a rewards platform that basically gathers that data and can mobilize the diversity markets and diversity spending in those markets. And it's all captured through our technology.
Fascinating stuff there, Bob. Well, if you will, like I said, you're the president. Let's learn a little bit about yourself and the management team there at OSL Holdings.
My background, I've been 20 years in the marketing and advertising space. Recently, I was I was managing director of a digital agency that really marketed online and sometimes offline for major brands in the marketplace. As well as, before that, I launched, I was one of the first employees of GSI Commerce, which was recently acquired by eBay for about, I think it was $2.4 billion. I helped start the company. We helped out on the advertising. I led marketing and advertising, as well as on the sales efforts to launch out the business with their first partners. And we launched an e-commerce platform that became one of the dominant platforms in the marketplace. And prior to that, I launched other e-commerce platforms, both for the National Basketball Association and other businesses before that. So I've got a pretty deep vein in the e-commerce and the online space. We also have Eric Koch, who's our CFO, who is, he's a New York State Bar member. He's done direct marketing launches of products and services, and he's got some, his history is leveraging brands out in the marketplace for revenue. Our third sort of leg of the stool on the outward-facing sales and marketing is Steve Gormley, and he really ties together with the diversity marketplace very well. He's got 20 years experience in sales and marketing, but he's fluent in 9 languages, from Chinese, Fujianese, Mandarin, Cantonese, through Dutch, French, German, Portuguese. And so for our urban markets, he is, our ambassador sort of to build sales and build, rapport in those marketplaces. And so, it really lends well to our plans on that side. And then Ellie Fetter is also, he's our CEO. He has tremendous experience in the rewards space. So we're going to leverage his experience and deep knowledge of launching rewards programs in the past, as well as products to market to the mass community as well.
Wow, what a great management team, not only vast in its experience, but in its language skills as well. That was an amazing list of languages that are covered there, so that's got to be obviously a great tool in your international dealings. Well, let's look back. We're here early in the year 2013. Let's look back to 2012. As the president, give us what were some of the milestones to you when you look back on 2012?
Well, we were basically in stealth mode in 2012. Our goal was to build the technology, our partner base, our data sets, as well as relationships in these diverse communities. So we sort of hip-scotched, and went around the country and met with the NMSDC, which is the African American Diversity organization, to really understand that market. Went to the Hispanic chambers, understood that market. Went to the LGBT community and understood sort of how do you make the community sort of support and create transactions, and how do you drive sales to suppliers and brands within their community. So we spent a lot of time working in those verticals, because each of those verticals has tremendous buying power. If you look at, from an African American standpoint, $1.5 trillion in spending last year as a group. Look at, looks like the Asian market's going to go up 40% this year, and spending. LGBT spends about $2 trillion in transactions at retail. And so we look at those as opportunities to really look at that market, how we can connect them to brands, and then focus spending over that time period. So we spent a lot of time on understanding the markets and how we can sort of mobilize that community. At the same time, we really worked hard on the data side of the business and understanding how do we match transactions and deep data in the marketplace on consumers to be able to give that to brands on a real-time basis. So we basically set up 40 different licenses of data, really deep data on the whole U.S. population, and we've partnered on that side to really match that with the TomTom database, which, as you know, is geolocated. So we can literally, in some of our markets where we roll out our programs, is overlay, where they are and then the population as a whole around them, so how they're sort of acting differently or the same as the population in that same market. So real deep data and analytics for companies where they don't have it today.
Hey, Bob, that was excellent, and I appreciate your insight into what the company was up to in 2012. What about 2013? Give us your vision for your company in 2013.
Yeah, so we're coming out of stealth mode now, and as you know, as you can see, we're having some announcements of some of the relationships. We're going after certain verticals, and really the goal is to penetrate the two largest urban markets in the U.S., L.A. and New York. And so what we're doing is, our goal is to launch in L.A. with our rewards platform within a focused vertical. We happen to pick LGBT because they spent $2 trillion last year on retail, and you can focus that community around a cause, and our rewards helps tie those together. The other goal is a national rollout after we sort of hit those two urban markets, get some of that deep data, is to push that out nationally. And the third thing is really we're looking at really building our member base for our rewards platform. So our goal is to top 1 million members, in the next 12 months. We think we can do that based on the relationships we've already sort of signed up, and as well as we have some in the pipeline as well to really be able to put our rewards in the hands of consumers, as well as employees of some of the corporate sponsors that we tie to with our recent announcement of OutFest. It's the largest film festival for LGBT. It is, a long-standing 30 years in the LA market, and it really bridges event, location, local retailers, and corporate sponsorship, as well as a very focused community who can spend money. We're launching in a really tight timeline for the June timeframe, because there's also a ton of other activity in the LA market during June, where we've mobilized about 500,000 people that'll be at various events that we're going to try to basically penetrate that full market and get our rewards in their hands and start using and transacting with local retailers as well as national retailers. So those are the sort of three, hitting those urban markets, the national rollout, and getting our member base to a point where we're so meaningful in the marketplace. We'll bypass a lot of the smaller players on some of these social rewards programs because of the fact we've already talked to these member groups. We're already going to be able to get these our rewards in their hands, and then have a focused reason, which is advocacy and diversity spending, to actually utilize our rewards to buy goods and services.
Well, coming out of stealth mode made you a very busy man. Listeners, go over the press wire with me here using that ticker symbol OSLH. You can see the press release talking about the Outfest partner on the new LGBT-focused rewards program. Came out February 20th. Also, OSL Holdings relaunches website's new sales and marketing materials available February 14th. The company was profiled in The Advocate January 24th. So much going on for you and your company right now. Bob, we appreciate you taking time out of that busy schedule, as we said earlier, to stop by and speak with us here at SmallCapVoice.com. Well, Bob, if you would, step up on the soapbox, if you will, and give a message to the shareholders in closing. The vision, like you laid out for us just now, OSL Holdings in 2013, obviously a very busy year, but let's get your thoughts to the shareholders as well.
Yeah, for the shareholders, we want to just thank them for sticking with us in the our quiet mode over the last year of building our tech, our data, and our partnerships. And now that we're coming out of that, we really want to mobilize our team as well as the support in the marketplace to really launch off a positive 2013, really grow the business. And, we've really focused around tying large brands to very verticalized markets. So there's a lot of value to unlock, and we believe that we have the technology and the data and some of the partnerships to basically launch that well, capture the market, and then just grow off of that. I mean, we're really focused on driving analytics to some of these brands, creating transactions, and as everybody knows, while you create transactions, good things happen. We get revenue off of transactions based on reward usage and or tying different businesses, a corporation with some suppliers together to buy and sell goods. We make a little piece of that transaction. So for us, transactions are king, and we're going to be launching in LA this summer and really creating transactions that happen to a focused community. It happens to be LGBT this focus, but literally Hispanic, Asian, African American communities. We have the ability to penetrate those markets across the country. We started building those relationships over the last year. So we're happy to have this shareholder stick with us and to really help support us as we make this run in 2013.
Outstanding music to the ears of your shareholders, I'm sure, as well as our listeners here at SmallCapVoice.com. If you want to take a closer look at this company, use that website once again, OSLHoldings.com. You can reach out to the company at info@OSLHoldings.com. Their media contact for the company is Mark Umbach. He can be reached at 323-850-0079, and you can reach OSL Holdings directly at 845-363-6776. Well, once again, we are speaking with the president of the company, Bob Rothenberg. Bob, thank you so much for your time here today at SmallCapVoice.com. Good luck on already a fast start to 2013. Good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you very much. Great talking with you, and we're happy to be out there out of stealth and hitting the market.
Very good. For Bob Rothenberg, this is Stuart Smith saying thanks so much for listening.
SmallCapVoice.com, today's leader in investor relations, capital formation, and retail support, provides its clients with the highest level of service. Our audio interviews are disseminated to one of the largest opt-in audiences available today. How? We at SmallCapVoice.com believe in aligning and affiliating ourselves with other leaders within the investor relations community. By sharing resources, each affiliated firm is made that much stronger and each client is served that much better. Our focus is to identify and provide the very best financial services and solutions available to clients and their shareholders. For more information about our services, please call us at 512-267-2430 or visit us on the web at www.smallcapvoice.com.